example, there are positive stereotypes kasi there are negative stereotypes. So when we talk about positive stereotypes, for example, Filipinos are Catholics, so we are religious. Tapos at the same time, we have reference to the Pope, tapos to Mother Mary, and to the Santo Niño. So another positive stereotype probably is the Filipinos are known to be family-oriented. But there are also negative stereotypes. For example, during the time of the Spanish colonization, there are stereotypes as tamad, and the other negative stereotypes in modern Filipino is probably as our Filipino time. So that is the negative stereotype for Filipinos. So there are two types of stereotypes. There are positive saka negative.
So ito po ba na kaya tayo nagkaroon ng stereotypes? Di ba sir may mga per region na stereotypes? Ay dahil di ba wala din po yung lugar ng yung pulupo na.
Teka, let us understand the process of creation of stereotype. Stereotype is not given by a community to its community, but it is given by the outside community. So what do they think about this particular community? That is a stereotype, probably. So galing siya sa ibang lugar. For example, the Bicolano may say na ang mga Tagalog ay mga mayayabang. So that is the stereotype of the Bicolano for the Tagalogs. For example, the Tagalog will say that the Bicolanos and Ilocanos are mga ano naman sila, thrifties, ang mga matitipid sa spendthrift yung mga Ilocano sa Bicolano. So it is the Tagalog, the Visayan who are talking about the Bicolanos and Ilocanos. Parang ganun siya.
So sir, parang isang dahilan din sir yung pagiging archipelago ng Philippines kaya may iba't ibang stereotypes sa iba't ibang region.
No, probably we are not talking about stereotype here. We are talking about different cultural groupings and cultural character. So primarily because our country is an archipelago. So there is a reality that we come up with a different set of culture, different set of language, and different set of way of life. And how other people think about those particular regional groupings and those particular communities probably is a stereotype. But probably some of these stereotypes are rooted in the particular culture of the people.
Our next question mo, bakit yung ibang Pinoy sa atin gusto matawag na siga?
No, it depends on the particular community. For example, probably it is a defense mechanism, especially those who are living in Luzon, because the community is too violent. So the only way that they can survive in community is to be identified as a siga or as a maton. Because if they will be siga or maton, then nobody is going to pick on them, or probably is going to bully them. In a particular school, for example, I want to be siga and I want to be maton. So the bully will not bully me, and I will be the one to bully, and I will be the source of power, and I will have an ego inside the school. Parang ganun siya.
So, parang anong ba sir yung definition for batayan ng pagiging isang matapang?
Depende. Probably, the term matapang also is a historical and a social construct also. Probably in history, when we call somebody as matapang, we are also referring to the person as a bayani. But today, when we call somebody as matapang, probably it is a social construct. Matapang dahil pinagtatanggol niya yung pamilya niya. Matapang dahil pinagtatanggol niya yung mga kaibigan niya. Or matapang kasi siya yung siga sa may community. Probably yung term na siga has something to do with the negative connotation of what is matapang is, a negative perception of what matapang is.
Kuya. Kuya, ito po. Sa akin. Wala.
Ay, may plastic yung tao eh.
Sige, sige po. Kuya po,
Nasa ko sa taong plastic.
Sige po.
Alay, sige ba?
Sige, thank you po. So yung next question, paano ba sir mag-measure yung katapangan? Parang, ano ba sir yung pwede yung mga text or challenge?
Let us go back to my first statement. Yung pagiging matapang is in different context. Halimbawa, historical context, paano natin malalaman kung matapang siya in historical context? So when we talk about bayani, so we are measuring katapangan sa pagiging bayani. So let us measure the act of the bayani. So let us talk about how brave and courageous our bayani is. Diba, si Andres Bonifacio is known for being matapang. So pag nagsukatan tayo ng matapang sa mga bayani, probably Andres Bonifacio is the leading figure. But probably Rizal has different courage and bravery during the time of Spanish colonization. But for today, when we talk about katapangan, it is in different context. Halimbawa, sa pamilya mo, matapang ka ba? Yes, matapang ako. Matapang ako para sa pamilya ko. Kung matapang ako sa ibang tao, pero hindi ako matapang sa pamilya ko. Matapang ako sa ibang tao, pero hindi ako matapang sa misis ko. Matapang ako sa ibang tao, pero hindi ako matapang sa mga kapatid. So, it depends.
So, may mga sir, may mga physical challenges po ba?
No. So when we talk about yung siga sa kamaton na katapangan, then probably there is a standard. So how many were you able to bully? So how many were you able to hurt? So how many were you able to kill? I'm very sorry. I've conducted a study of the gangsters in our community. Parang the organizations, parang think of somebody as matapang. If that somebody was already able to kill somebody, o kaya was able to hurt somebody. If not, then you're not matapang. If you have not been engaged in a brawl or in a fight, then you are not considered matapang. So it is matapang in a different context. That is in the context of the organization. Or what about us? I think I have a different concept of what is matapang. Probably I would like to tell a person na matapang siya if he could drive, or man he could comment, or he could air his redress and grievance to the government openly. So that is a matapang na person. Not to hurt or not to kill somebody, but to be open para on the critics and suggestion against it.
Sir, last na po, bakit po kaya napansagang matapang yung mga taga-Tondo at yung mga taga-Tondo?
So we need to blame you. We need to blame mass media for that. Kasi in historical context, being matapang ng Tondo has something to do with Andres Bonifacio nga. And being matapang of Cavite has something to do with Emilio Aguinaldo. So they are the forerunner of our revolution against the Spaniards, diba? Later on, when we talk about being matapang, yes, matapang ang mga taga-Tondo because Andres Bonifacio was there. But in 1960s saka 1970s, the height of the Smoky Mountain issue, parang Tondo and Manila has become the center of the poverty in the country. So yung pagiging matapang is also associated with poverty. And later on, poverty plus bravery has something to do with criminal activities na. So yung pagiging matapang ng mga Tondo, it has something to do with the existence of criminal groups there, o kaya man known na mga personalities who are against the law. It has something to do with the poverty that they experienced in the 1960s and 1970s. So umikot na siya ng umikot. Naiwan yung Cavite ng pagiging matapang. Na sentro yung katapangan. Pero yung katapangan ng pagiging siga sa Kamaton. Not katapangan bilang bayani. Na katulad ng connotation before ng Tondo, Andres Bonifacio sa kanang Cavite na Emilio.
Sir, profession na lang po. Kaya ano lang, ban, classroom. Okay. Sir,
Hindi, madalas naman yun.
sir, profession lang po.